Hey, good day, everybody. It is we're into the new year, 2021. 7 reasons virtual instructor-led training is here to stay. I think this is really, for my business, is very, very true. I mean, one of the things that's happened in 2020 for me, I thought at the beginning of the year, because of this pandemic and all the shutdowns and whatnot, I thought for sure our business was going to drop considerably. In fact, the opposite happened. We actually grew our business considerably. And the reason for that growth was because of Zoom and virtual instruction and training. I did quite a bit of that this year. And I never thought that would happen, but I never even anticipated that, but it just ended up being a really incredible thing. So the case for virtual training, and I know a lot of you are doing this already. If you're not mastering this part of your business, then you need to, because it really is, if you have a sales force, the virtual training is really, really fantastic and really helpful, and allows you to reach everybody, and people don't have to travel to your office or wherever you have your training session. They can do it straight from their home, which is nice. Virtual instructor-led trainings blend the social benefits of, this is by Jeb Blount, by the way. Jeb is amazing. You should be following Jeb Blount if you're on Twitter. And his book, Fanatical Prospecting, is one of the best sales books I've ever read. It's fantastic. So I highly recommend you follow Jeb Blount on Twitter or Instagram, or I don't know where else he is. Probably, I'm sure he's everywhere, Facebook, etc. Anyways, virtual instructor-led training blends the social benefits of classroom training with the speed, agility, cost-effectiveness of e-learning. These are the 7 ways that virtual training has become the new standard for an impactful learning experience. In the classroom, training doesn't always cut it. Few would contest that the most powerful learning experience includes dynamic in-classroom training with collaborative breakouts and experiential learning elements delivered by a talented, passionate instructor. In-classroom training is perhaps the very best overall emotional experience for participants. This is in part due to the social element and personal interaction with the trainer. However, classroom-based instructor-led training is both expensive and inefficient when compared to its alternatives. Often the investment in the trainer outweigh the other non-training expenses that arise, such as travel, meals, lost productivity while participants are out of the field and in the classroom, training venue, the dedicated space in your building or rented space at a hotel or conference center, printed materials, name tags, tents, cards, handouts, workbooks, liability insurance, indirect environmental costs, energy consumption, and carbon emissions. In fact, we surveyed our clients and found that between 50 and 80% of classroom-based instructor-led training investment is spent on non-training expenses like those listed above. Because so much money is wasted on expenses that are unrelated to training, it's more challenging to squeeze a rate of return and ROI out of in-person training programs. Sorry about that. Why not e-learning? In the case of self-directed e-learning, people can consume a series of videos, online modules, and assessments and learn on their own terms, anywhere, anytime, on any device. It is a cheap and easy way to rapidly train lots of people, but most people left to their own devices abandon the training. As such, otherwise competent people take an easy online course and fail the end of course assessment. They click through the content on the LMS without paying attention and retain none of the valuable information. The fact is that people learn better, and training tends to stick when learning and collaborating with other people, which is an experience that self-directed e-learning does not provide. The shift to working from home, this is happening all over the country, all over the world right now. The global coronavirus pandemic accelerated the widespread adoption of virtual training. Organizations shift from working together in office buildings to working from home. The entire education, training, learning, and development apparatus pivoted in an instant from classroom-based training to virtual. That's exactly what happened in my business. Additionally, travel budgets always get slashed during recessions, which is generally devastating for private training companies and corporate learning and development departments. But when times are bad, elevating and training talent gives organizations a competitive edge. And in fact, it's more important when times are difficult. Virtual instructor-led training blends the social learning benefits of classroom-based training with the speed, agility, and cost-effectiveness of e-learning without the wasted expenses associated with the physical classroom. These conditions gave virtual instructor-led training its rise to fame, and rightfully so. Here's 7 ways that virtual instructor-led training has changed the game. It's agile and flexible. Virtual training can be delivered in almost any configuration over any duration. For example, an 8-hour virtual training might be delivered in sequence in 8 1-hour or 4 2-hour sessions with time in between for practice, homework assignments, and blended e-learning content. 2, low-risk, rapid iteration. Experimenting and piloting virtual training initiatives makes more sense because the risk and cost of failure is low. Likewise, the virtual training deploys fast and continuously improves with little risk to the organization or negative impact on the learners. Next, no walls and few limits. Learners may access virtual training sessions from almost anywhere with an internet connection on any device. There are many accommodation options to make virtual training sessions as accessible for as many learners as possible. And the simple truth is that classroom training, which requires any kind of travel, is not inclusive for all learners. In other words, not all people can afford to travel to different locations to get trained. Virtual training offers opportunities for auto-captioning, editing the captions for accuracy to support English language learners, deaf or hard of hearing individuals, and others who may benefit from being able to access the content through more than one sense. Session review. Instructors can record virtual sessions and make them available for learners to review in the LMS. Therefore, if a participant misses a session, it's easy to catch up and stay on track. This also enables studying and practicing and the practice of material outside of the virtual session, so those people that are highly motivated can go over and over the material. Enhanced and extended communication. Interactive breakout groups and discussion boards make it easy for participants and instructors to collaborate, get feedback, and communicate both inside and outside of the classroom. This helps the learned material stick and offers a shared community and experience of a classroom cohort. Structure and freedom. Virtual instructor-led training provides a structured social learning environment that humans require for true behavioral change. It also maintains the freedom of the confines of the physical classroom that is so appealing with e-learning. It lets participants learn the way humans learn best in short, sequential chunks of information. Learning outcomes improve when there is time between sessions for participants to practice their new skill in the real world. Learning by doing, followed by instructor coaching, is impractical with most classroom-based training. Experiential learning reduces the likelihood that learners will abandon the training or fail to apply the information they've learned. This makes virtual training a more profitable investment for organizations. It's very low-cost training, by the way. And last but not least, virtual training is also green. Most modern organizations strive to reduce their overall carbon footprint. Similarly, many employees are concerned about climate change and sustainability. According to an Open University study, virtual training consumes nearly 90% less energy and produces 85% fewer CO2 emissions than classroom-based training. Virtual training offers a fantastic alternative to traditional training, which involves extensive travel and printed materials. For organizations who make environmental consciousness a cornerstone of their business, virtual training aligns with their values. Virtual training is the future. The scheduled live training sessions, in-classroom activities, and breakouts, homework assignments, blended self-paced learning, and accountability make VILTs far superior to e-learning in most classroom-based training. Trying to recreate the social and collaborative environment of the physical classroom in a virtual setting presents many challenges, yet virtual training makes up for the shortcoming in its cost-effectiveness, accessibility, structure, flexibility, opportunities for extended communication, and experiential learning. Learn more about the new book by Jeb Blount, The Virtual Training Bible. Jeb is the author of 13 books and founder of the internationally recognized hyper-growth training firm Sales Gravy. That's who you should follow online. And e-learning production company, Knowledge Studios. Great stuff.